Yeah, we are just 7 in numbers. I think we should wait for. Oh, is 8:02 already? Okay, who is Dave, Arun, Babajide Adegoke? Okay, both of you want to say something. No problem. Okay, Aruna first. Yes, you can. Please, for those of you on your camera, please. Thank you. Yes, those of you that raise your hands, can you speak up if you can hear me? I can see Dave, Aruna, Babajide Adegoke, and both of them raise their hands up. Can you, or is it by mistake? Please, can someone signify if you guys can hear me? I'm not sure. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right, thank you. Concerning about those that raise their hands, maybe by mistake, I don't know. So, thank you guys. Thank you very much for joining today's class. First thing foremost, please let us try to on our Kali machine. Let's try to on it. Actually, we are going to do a little bit of slide today, but we are going to start with our Kali machine today. So those things that we are going to be running our Kali machine, we need to quickly run through them and see some things, even if it is just going to be very fast. Although the slides are many, but I'll make it faster. I will share the slide with you so that you can go through it after this virtual class. You can just have access to it anytime at your own leisure time. So just try to on your Kali machine down. I've launched my own. It's up and running. It's up and running already. Let me see. I have my virtual machine. See, my Kali is up and running. Can you see my Kali Linux? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Very good, very good. So just try to boot your own Kali machine too. I want all of us to be on the same page. Let me minimize. So we are 10 in numbers now. Others will continue to join us. So let me try to see what we are going to be presenting today. Yes, please, very sorry for all this unforeseen music playing in my area. Festive is left and right, so everyone is enjoying playing music. Yes, week 3 day 4. Is it day 4 now or day 5? Yes, it should be day 5. So let's quickly take a look at this information gathering. According to the content we have, as I'll be talking, just try to listen up. Then as you listen, try to launch your Kali Linux. Just try to launch it and listen simultaneously. So we need to understand what we mean by information gathering, especially when we are talking about cybersecurity. That's why I've composed it in this format. What is information gathering in cybersecurity? So these are some few points I was able to summarize and make things a little bit understanding for everyone. So as a cybersecurity analyst, or as you call yourself, an ethical hacker, one of the major points we cannot escape is gathering information, because there's no way you want to pen test any application, or you want to pen test even if it is social engineering. You need to gather information. You need to know what you want to pen test, or you want to test, or you want to even secure. You just need to know a lot of information about that. And before I start explaining what we have on the slide, I will try to say this because I was told also after this cybersecurity of 18, after this little training, if you want to explore more and you want to go into ethical hacking deeper, I will advise us to, we have 7 stages in ethical hacking. I will advise us to, if we are to distribute the percentage of these 7 layers in ethical hacking, I think it should be maybe 50, 15, 15, 15%. But what I want to try to let you guys know is that information gathering should carry nothing less than 60% of the work. I mean 60%, nothing less than, even if it is more than 60, it is still preferable. And what am I trying to say in essence? Try to create time. Give your application or whatever you want to pen test enough time to gather lot of information, because with this it will be very very easier for anyone that was able to gather enough information to quickly do any penetration testing. In reverse, if you refuse to give this information gathering enough time, if you refuse to give it enough time, there's no way along the line, by the time you get to a stage, you still want to go back and still go and make another research. So going forward coming back will make life miserable. So it's advisable, because I was also advised in that way, it's advisable and I've tested it, is the best. Try to gather enough information. Make sure if you are to spend 3 hours on a penetration testing, nothing less than 2 hours should be given or dedicated to gather information. So that is a very good advice. I was given also, now I've passed it to you guys. So just try to hold it. As time goes on, you surely understand very well what I was trying to say. Now, let's quickly go through this. I want to be sure that with what I have said, or for those of us just joining, make sure as we listen, try to load your Kali. Make sure it is up and running. So because we are going to run some code just to do some things against tomorrow. Now, information gathering or data collection, that's the meaning, is a process where you follow series of steps to conduct research and answer some questions or even resolve problems. Depending on the importance of the topic, that's your application, or information gathering can take 5 minutes, several days, several years. If care is not taken, it can take years. There's this field we know as social engineering. Social engineering can take years if you are to gather information. For example, let me quickly shed light to that. We're talking about information, we're just talking about trying to engineer someone that's human being. You want to find out about that particular thing. In this kind of scenario, it can take nothing less than days, nothing less than weeks, months. Before you know, it takes up to years. And that's why sometimes you just see some DSS or some EFCC, they just bump into one particular place. It's not that they just gather the information in maybe 2 to 3 hours. No, they have been on it for years, if not years, months. So that is exactly what I mean by information gather can take 5 minutes, sometimes can take several days, sometimes it can take years. And these are a lot of things that we can go through at our own leisure time. It's just English that we can. I'll make sure I summarize it that you can easily understand. And anytime you go through this slide and you come across anything you don't understand, don't hesitate to, we have the platform, don't hesitate to drop your questions there. Even if I'm not there to answer the questions, we have a lot of people that are there that can put us through together. Even myself, I can also learn from you guys. So that is that about information gathering. So information gathering tools, we have some tools that we must be familiar with to gather information, and those are the tools that I'm going to list a lot of tools for us together here. You should know their names, know what they do, and I'm promising you, I'm not going to teach you everything. It's a promise. I'm not going to teach you all the tools, how to use all the tools, but I'll give you a lot of tools, their names. It's not depend on you, it's left to you. either to go further and make research, or you stop there. But I know some of us, a lot of us, we surely go further to make research on our own. So we have a lot of tools that we use to gather information. Now, to collect data, we need to have some tools at our disposal to help us gather this data and also analyze it. Now, a data collection tool is an instrument, we should know that, or tools, applications that we can use to gather information. So all of these are just English that I believe you can just go through them and it will be good. Now, if we are conducting our information gathering using observation or monitoring of certain cybersecurity tools or processes, we may option in to choose one of the following tools instead. So what are the tools? The first tool I'm going to mention is the Nmap. Nmap, please take note of it. It's a very powerful tool. In fact, we have thousands of tools out there, but I'll make sure I pinpoint the important ones that you cannot do without. This Nmap, you as a pen tester or you as a cybersecurity expert, you can't do without this number one, Nmap. And we have the full meaning there. Nmap, it means network mapper. It's not there, but I've mentioned it now. It means what? Network mapper. It maps network together. Now, security researchers, that's you and I, and professionals, which we are going to be very soon, we use Nmap to uncover open ports. We know what we mean by open ports. If you don't know what we mean by open port, try to read a little about network. We have the IP address, that's the internet protocol. We have port, in which some services run in. Port is just like doors. Yes, let me put it that way. It's just like doors. If you have applications, there are a lot of open ports and there are a lot of closed ports. So you as a cybersecurity, you should know how to close some ports that are open. You should know when to use open ports. You should know when to use closed ports. So all of this is your work. Yes, let me direct it to you that way. Is your work. It should be your work. There are some things that there are some situations whereby even in our own various houses, we might decide to open a particular door down. We might decide to close a particular door for life, either for eternity or for days without opening it. It depends. It depends on what you put there. It depends on what your intention. So open ports are just like just like doors for us. Now, that may have vulnerabilities, and let me quickly bring this back. What do you mean by vulnerabilities? Weaknesses. What do you mean by vulnerabilities? Vulnerability means portholes. Portholes where someone can, or what someone can use against you. If you are vulnerable, some people are emotional. Let me bring that in. Some people are emotional. I'm very sorry for saying this, especially the females among us. Not even among us, the females in general. They are emotional. And guys use this against them because they know that whenever they are emotional, maybe they are in bad mood, and they pamper them, maybe just tap like that, they'll be happy or something like that. So that is, you are vulnerable. So guys can use that to penetrate you, to enter you. So that is just like weakness, a particular weakness for application or for normal human being also. So that is that about Nmap. Then we have Metasploit. Please, you see these two tools I have mentioned. Others I might not even waste much time on them. But these two, they are very, very important. You cannot, once you don't know these two, please remove cybersecurity from your profession. Once you know these two, Nmap and Metasploit, please add cybersecurity analyst to your profession. Only these two is okay for you to qualify yourself as a cybersecurity analyst. You can analyze security, you can analyze vulnerabilities with just these two tools. So just take note of that. So what do we use Metasploit to do? This is easy to use but a powerful cybersecurity tool that helps security professionals to gather information. However, it may be used by ethical hackers. It is used by ethical hackers, not it may be used. It is certainly used by ethical hackers and cyber attackers. Just take that. I will give us some hints and some points here. Now, let me quickly explain these two. These two are related. You see this number one, which I mentioned, mmap, that's network mapper. We use it to scan IP or domain name or whatever. Whatever you scan there, any services is going to give you a lot of things. That's a lot of hints about that application. Now, for you now to be able to pen test or enter into that application, either legally or illegally, mostly it is illegal. That's hacking. But when we say ethical, that is, it makes it what? Legal. If you want, or if you try to enter a particular application without others, maybe the owner's consent, that is illegal. But if they give you go ahead, that makes it what? Legal. So either we want to practice the first one or the second one, either the black or the white, you need mmap. Mmap will give us some hints, if not all hints. It depends on how proficient you are with mmap. Mmap is a very powerful tool. It depends on how versatile you are familiar with it, that will make you to use it. It's just like name. Okay, you are seeing mmap, but I'm telling you mmap is more than mmap. I'm going to show you some things by the time we get to our Kali. So now that is mmap. Whatever this mmap gives, then Metasploit can help you to exploit it. That is to enter it. Yes, exactly, to enter it. With this Metasploit, you can enter database. You can steal. Sorry, don't let me use steal. You can extract database from any vulnerable website that has credit card. You can just Metasploit will take you in, extract their credit card informations, any, if it is email, any database they are put, numbers, email address, anything, password, username. Metasploit will do that for you, but not Nmap. Nmap will only give you guideline. Okay, oga, if you want to enter this particular building, it has doors here, it has open doors here, this door is open, this particular door is open, this particular door is open. It will mention all the doors that are open for you, and it will mention the kind of materials they use to make those doors. Now Metasploit will now say, okay, if a door has been made by wood, I think I need hammer and chisel. Is it hammer and chisel? I don't know. I think I need hammer, I need bar, I need saw. But if a door is being made up with iron, saw cannot do that, hammer cannot do that. There you need something like drilling machine. You can now start thinking of how you can break that door. That is how these two communicate. So that is that. Now, in order not to waste time, we have Motigo. So this Motigo also is a tool. You can read that. I will share the slide. We have whois. Whois is a command. It's a very good command also. For example, you are a novice. You don't know anybody, and you want to enter that particular person. You can use whois. Even from the name whois, it will take and give you a lot of information about that person. And this time around, it might not be person. It might be application, either web, network, or mobile. Just use whois. Is going to give us the kind of person that particular is, or that particular application is. So we have dig. Dig also works like whois. They are related. All these tools are related, but they are differ in one way or the other. There are in fact little difference between them. Just little. Some will give us some background that we need to know. Some will just give us phrase of what we need to know. It now depends on how you are familiar with them, then how you can just try to learn more about them. So that is that. We have now, please, this one don't say, because this is how they spell it, and this is the way it should be. It is called the inspector. Just like the sublister. 3 is there, 3 is there. Don't say you want to type, you want to install it, and you want to do something. You now say you want to correct the spelling. No, this is how it should be. We have the inspector, we have the sublister, we have the Dimitri, and we have a lot of them. I want to quickly do this. So tools continue. We have, yes, I have told us from the beginning that I'm going to give us a lot of tools. that we should get familiar with them, but not all of them I'm going to teach us. I'm supposed to explain all of this, but no time. So I'm just giving you their names, so we should work on them by ourselves. So now, what are the processes of gathering information? We have a lot of things that we must follow, the steps we must follow to gather information. So these are the steps for us. So now that we are familiar with types of data collection, that's the kind of tools we use, the first step is to identify the kind of problem and ask questions and answer that same question. You'll be the one to ask the questions. You ask yourself questions and you try to answer the questions yourself. The second thing is identify the objectives of the answering those questions. Then determine how you will collect this data. Then the next one is determine the time available to gather this information. Do not forget, during our first meeting, we talk about time engagement, that's under pre-engagement. So there should be a time frame between you yourself and either the organization, or either you are doing it yourself. Don't just say you are doing it yourself, you can take as much time as you want. No, there should be time limit for everything. So that is that. Then the next step is determine the information gathering tools you will use. Now that depends on the kind of testing you want to do, that will determine the kinds of tools. Like I've said, that these tools are similar, they give different the same result, but depends on what you need. What you need will determine the kind of tools you are going to lay your hands on. Then after that, you compile the information you have gathered. After you have compiled the kind of information you've gathered, then you now analyze the information you've collected. This step will now depend on the objectives of the gathering of that particular information. So that is the processes. Let's see some steps. So yes, we have steps that we must follow. What are the steps? We have identification. It's part of what we have explained before. Collection, analyze, then reporting. This reporting, if by God's grace, if you want to delve in deeper into cybersecurity, with me, I can put us through how to write a report. I'm not that sure whether time will permit us to have a sketch or to have a look at how a report should looks like, because for every penetration testing we do, we must write a report, and we have format. We have Google search, I've gone online to look for a way to write report. During my own, it is not that easy. It is not that easy until I was fortunate to be given by my tutor. So that one is a very good one that I've been using, and he told me he has been using it both locally and internationally. So if time permits us, even if I show you on screen, you can't prepare it because it is automated. It is a tool, so it's not something you can prepare. Also, it's not something you can prepare, but that is the first steps in gathering information. So now, before we go to our Kali machine, we should make sure the Kali machine is ready against next day, which is tomorrow. Then how do we do that? So now I will ask you questions now. So this is conclusion. After this conclusion, we move to Kali Linux, and I want to be certain that every one of us has boot our Kali Linux down. So this is what we do. This is the conclusion about information gathering. It is one of the, in fact, you can't do without it. And it's something that you must start playing with. Just try to start playing with it. Just see how you can gather information about a particular thing. The first thing to do is identification. That is, know that thing. Make sure you know that thing. That thing you want to pen test, or you want to hack, or you want to do whatever with. Make sure you know that particular thing to the core. Then try to find out all the necessary or related informations about it that can help you in your project. So that is that. So let me quickly read this out. The information gathering process is important, as we have said, and the skills associated with it they are essential for any cybersecurity analyst. So we call yourself cybersecurity analyst or cybersecurity engineer or I think that one will be tomorrow. I will talk about that very well. Or a cybersecurity researcher or anyone looking to enter into cybersecurity field. As a cybersecurity professional, part of our job will involve researching. We research and we gather information and we find solutions to various kinds of problems. To any kind of problem, I mean, to any kind of problems. You don't say, I'm not familiar with this, I was not taught, or I didn't use this as maybe practice in class. No, as a cybersecurity professional, we must be able to find solutions to any kinds of problems. Now, data collection may also help us to assess the strength and weakness of any organization, and this in turn will help us to uncover potential cybersecurity threats. And what are threats? You know what are threats? That any organization may be subject to, and create risk assessment to support or bolster the company's overall security. So that is that for today. That is that for today's slide. Now, guys, let's turn to Kali Linus. I will open a room for everyone to talk now. Let me see. I want to see how many of us are ready to have launched our Kali Linus. Yes, you can unmute yourself, or okay, let me hear our voice. You can unmute yourself by saying, oh, my machine is ready, my machine is ready, and so on and so forth. I want to count. Oh, someone drop message. Sorry, let me check. I can't hear you clearly because your audio is breaking up. I didn't know that we will use it together. Wasiu Abolaji, what
Hello?
is it that you don't
Yes,
know?
yes. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I didn't know that we use our Kalinos today, so and there's lack of electricity in my area. I thought
You are breaking. You don't know what? I'm not. I can't hear you again.
It's like he's having issues with
Okay,
his
with
network.
network.
If not,
Okay.
we are hearing you clearly. He said he's not hearing you clearly.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
hearing you clearly.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Network these days is frustrating. I understand too. So, yes. Is our Kelly machine running? How many of us?
Yes, sir. Yes,
One.
sir.
One. That's Babajide.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
then David two.
I should power on that.
Yes.
This is the show machine. Okay.
Oh, your system is low. This one will make things not comfortable. Okay, this is what I will do. If you have pen and book, or even if you don't have it, just try to get one now. So any code I write or I'm going to be writing, if you cannot write it along with me, you can just try to put it down. Then whenever you're James Atta, you are new here. Wow, you are welcome. James Atta, you are welcome. So that means you are joining us for the first time.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you are welcome. You know what you do? Are you on the platform, the WhatsApp group?
Yes, I just joined from Facebook.
Okay, this is what I'll do. Someone should, on my behalf, someone should try to send the links of previous sessions. Just try to send it because of those just joining, so that you can just go through it so that we will meet up. Is that clear, sir?
Okay, sir. Thank
All
you.
right, you're welcome. So, that is that about that. Only if two people are ready or they have their Kelly machine up and running. What happened? We want to
My
start
machine is up and running up actually.
up and
I
running.
have mine up.
Okay,
I have
that's
mine
making 3. Okay, 3, 4, and we are 17 here. Wow. It's not okay. Let me try to understand that majority are having issues with electricity.
Mine is also ready.
Yours is ready. Thank you, ma. So let me assume that majority of us are having issues with electricity. I'm also having issues with electricity. My system is not powered, and any moment from
up and
now,
running, sir.
up and running. Oh, Ogami sir, I cite you. So this is what we are going to
Yeah.
do. This is what we are going to do. Up and running. That's good. So let's go to Kali. If you can see my screen, my own screen is going to be totally different from your own. Why? Because who can tell me the reason why?
You are using
You have
a system
you have
for
older version.
Yes, I have very. In fact, that who said that old? You didn't put it
I
well. You said very
Your
old.
version is different from our version.
You have very old version. Yes, I'm using a very old version, 2021. So, and I'm not ready to even remove it or to install another one, because I have a lot of tools that I've installed on it that I don't want to start all over again. So that is why I still work perfect. Now you are going to enter the same shoe with me now. You start learning the reason why after today, that even ask yourself the kind of stress you pass through to install the Kali Linux. You now get another latest Kali Linux comes out next month. Will you still need to format it and start that stress again? I will answer on your behalf, no. So all you just need to do is to do some code. You just use some code to upgrade it. So you go to your.
It's not easy. Oh.
It's not easy, yes, my brother. I know that it's not very very easy. So this is what we do. If you have this kind of what's it called, UI UX, go to where we have applications. Can you see my screen? For those of
yes,
us,
sir.
for those of us that have a Kali machine running, let's click on these applications. You see a lot of things, number one to whatever, but don't click on it. To just scroll through them. Don't click. Just point your mouse to each information gathering. You can see we have vulnerability analysis, we have web application analysis, we have database management, we have password attacks, we have wireless attacks, we have a lot of things. Now, a question has been asked on the platform earlier, and I think someone answered it, but I didn't say anything. Someone said, I remember the question. Someone asked that, why can't we use Ubuntu instead of Kali Linux? The person that asked that question is the person with us here. I want to tell you something. If the person is here or if the person is not here, the reason why we cannot use Ubuntu is this: Ubuntu is not for cybersecurity. Ubuntu is only meant for, as in built for, purposely for system administrators. System administrators. That's another field entirely. We call them DevOps. We call them what? DevOps. So they are just is used. If you want to do business, system administrators, you just be familiar with Ubuntu. But if you want to do penetration testing or cybersecurity, there are two different machines that you must get familiar with: Kali Linux and Parrot. I've mentioned two for us: Kali Linux and Parrot. So in this tutorial, we'll be using Kali Linux. Parrot is more powerful than Kali Linux. Kali Linux is also powerful, but Parrot is purposely for evil things. Let me put it that way. It's for evil. I mean evil. If you want to do evil things, it's for evil. So that is why these two machines are majorly for cybersecurity and ethical hacking. So you cannot use Ubuntu, you cannot use others.
Ogo, save them when you're like that, yeah.
Anyway, please help us mute your mic. Thank you. So that is that about that. So if you want to get familiar with this, the first thing or the thing you must get familiar with is this. Once you get to these applications, all of this, you can just go through them at your own leisure time. I won't be teaching you. You see, your machine, nothing will happen to it. Just click on it. It will take you to somewhere. If you don't understand it, if you read it, just close it. Then come back here. Just play around it. Then as you move around, just try to jot some things down. Then whatever you have jot, just go to internet, read more. Whatever you are able to gather, that's information. Whatever information you're able to gather about anything you are clicking here, just try to put it into practice. They will give you guidelines online. just come here and put it into practice. And if you are stuck, if you have any challenges, you can just go to the platform, ask questions. If I'm available, I will come in and answer the ones I know I can answer. Then if I'm not available, there are a lot of people out there that can still help us. So now I've mentioned two things now. You see, this application is where you walk through it to see all the tools that we can use for each of these feeds. We have talked about information gathering. We are going to talk about vulnerability analysis. We have talked about web applications, database management. We are not going to touch it. Password attacks. You want to attack with password. You want to hack password. You want to hack wireless. You want to do reverse engineering. You want to exploit. You want to steal. These are the things. These are the tools. No, I won't be saying this. I'm sorry. I'm used to stealing, as in that word stealing. So we call it exploit. We call it exploit. So the tools you can use to exploit. So sniffing, you know what sniffing is? Spoofing. Even from the word sniffing, it's just like rat. You want to see what maybe that particular thing, that particular application has something you can, maybe something attractive. So there are tools for that also. So I won't want to forensic. Yes, this forensic is very, very important. You can become a forensic analyst. Yes, a forensic analyst, that the one that any cyber crimes, maybe Yahoo guys, fraud online, you just see DSS or EFCC, they will just bug into that particular building, boah, they just go and arrest. It's the work of this forensic analyst. So anything you want to say, your system is there. They will analyze it. These are the people, forensic analysts. They are the people, they will just analyze it and give a report that you are the one that did the work. No, you are not the one. So it now depends on you also. So that is that. I won't be teaching us the other way around. Sha. Now, today, before we end this class, my own, you can come here. This 4 box, is it 4 box or what should I call it? Just come here. Or better still, to be on a safer side, on your keyboard, press the Windows logo key and type terminal. Either you type it fully or you type TER. It will suggest for you those things that started or that contain TER. So I will click on this terminal. As a cybersecurity analyst or an ethical hacker, we are not going to be working with GUI. We are going to be working with terminal. My terminal, I think, is faulty because I don't use terminal. I use another thing entirely. Let me open what I normally use. This is it. So I use Tilix. You can find out and read more about Tilix. So this is my own terminal. It's not just ordinary terminal. It's one of the most powerful terminal. Also, you can also install it. It's Tilix. This is the name here. It is for if you want to enjoy hacking. You can install Tilix. So I can do this. I can have different terminals. 4 different terminals at a go. Actually, it depends on. Let me see this. Yes, I have 4 different terminals at a go now. Can you see my screen, or I should bold it? Let me see if I can bold it.
We can't see your screen. No, we can't see your screen.
You can't see it. Okay. What about now? Can you see this?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
It's visible now. Okay. Let me make it. Let me make it more bigger. So it's just one. So yes. I think we should all be able to see it now. So now the first code you are going to run. If you have your Kali machine up and running, type this code along with me. But if it is not, just write the code down. Then whenever you have electricity or you are stable, you can run the code at any time. So what you write is sudo apt update. Then this together. But I won't be running this together. Maybe 2 persons or 3 should tell me approximately how many minutes did you spend while installing your Kali Linux? How many minutes? Maybe 1 person or 2 persons should respond. Like how many minutes? did you spend while installing your Kali Linux?
I spent 40 minutes. 40 minutes.
To install your Kali Linux? Yes, that is a machine. Yes. Who other person?
But I spent 40 minutes.
Any other person?
I spent almost 50 minutes.
Almost 50 minutes. Good,
Wow.
good. Now, there are some situations whereby while installing Kali Linux, you spend nothing less than 2 hours. I'm very sure majority of us will experience that. Nothing less than 2 hours. And what normally causes that is if the RAM of your machine is low, number one, and if you are not using SSD. If you are not using SSD, it will make life miserable. It will make life miserable. Now the same thing is going to happen here, and that will make me not to run it. Although I've upgraded it, I've updated it, but I want to do it one after the other. Please write this code down. This code you are seeing, just write them down.
Sorry, where are we writing the code on our machine, please?
Sir?
Where are we writing the code on our machine? What place are we opening on our machine to write this code you're giving?
Yes, that is exactly what I just did. I said you should go to on your on your keyboard, press the window logo key. Do you know what the window logo key? Press it. Something like this will be displayed, and type terminal. Ter. Terminal.
Okay, so I'm seeing terminal. They are like there really is a picture of terminal. I'm seeing.
Yes, just click terminal. The one that's only terminal, no terminal, no other thing attached to it. Just terminal.
I'm seeing Q terminal drop down.
No. Just terminal. We have a lot of terminals, but the one that has only terminal.
I don't have the one that has only terminal on my.
No, you should have. You should have. Check very well.
There's terminal emulator. There is root terminal emulator. There is Q terminal, and then there is Q terminal drop down.
Wow.
So I don't know if other persons have.
Yes, it's like that. Just spell the full terminal and press enter. It will take you there.
Better.
I'm not following, sorry. I should press what again?
Type
Just
it full.
spell
Type it full.
the full terminal and press enter. It
Yes.
will just load the
normal terminal for you. Exactly. Just do it that
terminal.
way. Just do it that way. Me, I'm not using terminal. That's why.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not using that terminal. I'm using Tilix.
Okay, so yes, I've done that.
Okay, good. So once you have done that, let me maximize let me zoom it also so that you can see it. So just type sudo apt update. So type this code at your end over there, but don't press enter. So at my end, I want to do it one by one. So I will just press enter here. Sudo apt update only. Sudo apt update. Then it will ask for password. Let me enter my password. 0. I enter my password. So if my internet is working fine, it will continue like this. But if your internet is not strong, you will start displaying something like red, and it will stop. So update will not take time. So after that, you wait for it to finish update. Then the upgrade will take nothing less than 1 hour. So that is why I won't be doing it here. But I will give you guys the code that you can run when you have electricity. Then you run the code. Make sure your Kali is updated. It is updating now. Mine also is updating. Then make sure it is upgraded before tomorrow class. Please. So I'll wait for it to finish. It's almost done. Update will not take time at all, but the upgrade is the other way around.
Sorry, quick one, please.
All right.
Okay, so are you saying even with the fact that we followed with this current version that we have,
Yes.
it is still not up to date? It is still not up to date and upgraded.
Oh yes. So no, you downloaded latest Kali.
Yes.
It's not updated though. You think it's not updated at all? You need to update it. You need to upgrade it.
Okay, so you give us the code, and this
Yes.
is what we are going to do.
Yes, I've
So
given you
update
the
and
code.
upgrade.
I've given you the code to update now. This is it. sudo apt update. This, can you see it?
I will press enter, right?
Yes, you press enter. It will ask you to enter your password. You give it the password you've entered, you've created. So now updated successfully. Is that clear?
Okay.
Now after that, let me clear my screen. So what we do next is sudo apt,
Apps.
yes, upgrade. Now this upgrade, you have to add something to it. -y, add -y to it if you want to do your
Minus
own.
Y.
Yes, you don't call it -y in coding, we call it -y, dash. So once you press enter, it won't ask you for any yes or no, because upgrading will be asking you, do you want to do this, do you want to do that? So this -y makes yes for any other further question you want to ask me. So you can just say yes to everything, so automatically it will be answering itself yes. But if you remove this y, once it gets stuck, it will be asking you or expecting you to type y each time. So that is why in some cases I just put -y and I'm done. Is that clear? So, but I won't be running this. This is going to take a whole lot of time. But at least if your machine is faster and if you have latest machine, so it should maybe 20-30 minutes you'll be done. Is that clear? So these are those two things that we are going to cover today. And after this class, because I'm going to end this class now because I have the low battery, so after this class, if you still have light, just play around with your Kali, especially that application of a thing, this particular place. Let me close this particular place, like this information gathering. Now this Dimitri we mentioned in the slide, you can click on it. It won't harm your system. All the applications are there for you to interact with. It will not harm your system. Just wait for it to launch and you'll be good. Tomorrow I want some of us to make our machine ready, so that you be the one to share screen, then I will just be putting us through. You be the one to share your screen, so I'll be putting us through in some things. Maybe I will first of all try it, then I will ask 1 or 2 persons among you to launch, to share his or her screen. So just prepare ahead of that. So information gathering, Legion, this Motigo, I think we mentioned it. We mentioned Motigo, we mentioned Motigo, and mentioned mmap. We mentioned mmap. Fine. If you still have your Kali machine with you, this is the Motigo. Let me wait for it. Look at this mmap. If you can still see my screen. Can you still see my screen? Look at mmap.
We are seeing it.
Yes, look at this mmap. Although Motigo is still running. If you want to learn anything about mmap, just say -app. -app. It will tell you how to use mmap. Very sorry, Motigo is still loading and is covering some part of the screen. So with what we have background here, I just want to minimize it. Thank God, because it's a web application, this thing. So I will come back to it. In fact, you can even watch some videos online. Then I'm not ready. Yes. So I just want to play around with it. So look at this mmap. Like I've mentioned, that mmap is a very powerful tool. Look at how all the functionalities about mmap. Look at the code I typed. mmap-app, that is, how can I use mmap? That is the meaning. So if you have any tools that comes to your mind, just type the name of the tools, then put -app. It will tell you very numerous way on how to use that tool. So that is that. That's a quick one. So except the tools is not installed, then it will ask you to install it. But mmap is pre-installed along with the Kali Linux. So by God's grace, tomorrow we are going to see the power of mmap and some other tools. Then before we now start we just try to, not tomorrow we are going to do that, maybe probably next week we are going to see how we can. We are still going to download one more machine, so I'll tell us what to download. Then we'll see how we can just hack some little things about websites or web applications. So that is that. Now, a quick one. Anytime you are done with Kali Linux, please don't just close this what's it called, your VMware. Don't close it. My own VMware is also old, since 2000 and I'm using 2016. I mean, I'm using 16, yes. So don't close it this way. Just come to where you have this plus sign. Can you see my screen? Then you click on shut down. So after you have shut down the Kali Linux, let me shut my own down. After you have shut it down, make sure you shut your Kali Linux down before your main machine is off. If care is not taken, it will corrupt that Kali Linux that you will need to reinstall from the beginning. You need to reinstall from the beginning. So I've shut it down, then I can close my Kali Linux. So that is that. Yes, it will end in, it will, let me see whether it will, it's asking me to upgrade. So that is that. We might not be able to, I might not be able to share this link today, I mean these videos today. So just, I will share it tomorrow by God's grace. So someone raised hands and time has gone, but don't worry, by God's grace you will see the videos to, by God's grace tomorrow. So if you have any questions, you can quickly ask. If you have any questions, you can quickly ask.
Sir, you've not been dropping the
Slide.
PDF file.
Okay, I'll drop everything tomorrow. Both last week and this week. Oh, I'll drop everything tomorrow. Thank you, sir.
Sorry to button. I have my upgrade done.
Okay.
But it's asking, is asking to, is it like saying choose okay or something?
It's asking what?
It's asking, let me go back to my screen. It's asking if you want to use a frame buffer, the choices that starts with quotation mark or reducible or something. So character sets to support.